For Kelowna Mission.
A government drowning in debt cannot be the lifeguard for an economy that is struggling to breathe. There is a huge gap between the NDP rhetoric and the daily reality for people like Amber Davis. Amber says, and I quote, "It's getting harder and harder to live here. The middle class squeeze is for real," end quote. People like Amber can't make ends meet anymore, and the NDP's record-breaking inflationary deficits are making things worse, not better. When will the Premier ease the squeeze on essentials like fuel, groceries, and home heating for people like Amber?
Minister of Finance.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And the member is accurate in the sense that people are struggling right now. We understand that, and that's why we have brought in significant affordability measures for people. That's why we are supporting people. And one member keeps referring to taxes. One of the taxes that we have brought in was the speculation and vacancy tax, and that tax has created thousands of housing units in this province. Housing units which people desperately need. We're committed to ensuring that people get the housing they need, they get the supports that they need, not cuts, not service cuts, and we will keep supporting people.
Kelowna Mission Supplemental.
Well, we're not going to be cutting anything when we get into government except the NDPs,
Members. Let's hear the question, please. Members, let's hear the question. Please, member, continue.
The only thing that we'll be cutting is the NDP's corporate giveaways and pointless bureaucracy like the community rip-off agreements.
Members, it's only Tuesday, members. Come on. Members.
After 7 years and 2 elections of broken promises, life has never been more expensive for young British Columbians. Thanks to the NDP's middle-class squeeze, a new BCAA report finds 60% are barely scraping by. Half say their jobs don't even cover basic essential living costs anymore, like fuel, heating, and food. This Premier is making things worse, not better, with his record-breaking inflationary deficits that continue to shrink people's paychecks. When will the Premier admit that his policies are failing not just Bruce and Natalie and Amber, but an entire generation of young people who are struggling daily due to the failures of this NDP government?
Minister of Finance.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. And we know that people in BC are facing real challenges right now, and we are making thoughtful investments to support people now and for the long term. You know, the opposition's response to economic challenges, Mr. Speaker, was to increase fees and cut services to people. You know,
Members.
They did.
Members, please continue.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. You know, they left a legacy of deficits. They left deficits in the housing we need, that people want to live in. You know, they cut to schools and hospitals that people rely on, and the infrastructure for growing communities. You know, I would ask the members opposite, would they not, I mean, they voted against it, to give every community in this province hundreds of thousands of dollars, millions in some cases, to invest in their infrastructure, to ensure that they can build those houses so they have the infrastructure that people in this province need. I mean, the cuts underneath the former government was substantial. I mean, you just have to look at that. They never funded people on social assistance to the degree they should have been. They cut people with social assistance. I mean, I can go on the number of cuts they've made, but instead, we are going to support people in this province. We're going to continue to provide services that people need.